One of the most important functions of the lymphatic system is maintaining fluid balance within your body. The lymphatic vessels, they collect excess interstitial fluid, which is fluid that leaks from the blood vessels into surrounding tissues. It's that fluid that veins don't collect that lymphatics do. The lymphatic system, it's not like a circulatory system. It's a one-way transport drainage system, and it transports lymph. Lymph is a clear fluid, but it contains immune cells, and it's distributed throughout the body in your lymphatic system. Lymph nodes, which are like small bean-shaped structures located along lymphatic vessels, lymph nodes filter this lymph fluid as it passes through. Within the lymph node, lymphocytes, particularly B and T cells, which identify and attack pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, and other foreign invaders, those cells live within that lymph node. And what I mean by filter is that those cells make sure that there are no foreign invaders. They filter them out. One more critical function of the lymphatic system is absorption of fats and fat soluble vitamins from the digestive system. I know, kind of weird, right? The small intestine contains specific lymphatic vessels called lacteals, and lacteals absorb a lot of your dietary fats and a lot of your fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E, K. Once absorbed, these substances are then transported through the lymphatic system before entering the blood system. So they pass through lymph nodes. But this is unlike much of the, well, this is unlike all of the veins in your small intestine, which all pass through the liver for cleaning. So instead of passing through the liver, those large dietary fats and vitamins, they pass through lymph nodes for cleansing. Lymphatic vessels, they're kind of like dead ends instead of like a blood capillary bed that's more like a cul-de-sac. These dead ends, we can call them lymphatic capillaries, and they're interwoven with blood capillary beds, as you can see in this picture on the top right. Lymphatic vessels, they have sections to them that kind of go like this. And at each of these sections, they're anchored down to the tissue below them. And these anchoring filaments, they usually attach to extracellular collagen, things like that. When the tissue swells with fluid, the venule side of the capillary bed is unable to reabsorb all that fluid. And the anchoring filaments, they start to move away from each other because of that swelling, and they open up this capillary, lymphatic capillary. These intercellular clefts actually start to open up, and the excess fluid then drains into the lymphatic capillary. Much like the larger veins of the legs, lymphatic vessels, they also have valves, which are like infoldings even more of these epithelial cells, and these valves prevent the backflow of this lymph fluid. Lymphatics start out really small, interwoven with the blood capillary beds, but just as venules come together to form veins, lymphatic capillaries come together to form lymphatic vessels, which come together to form lymphatic trunks, which come together to form these big lymphatic collecting ducts that dump into the subclavian veins. However, the right subclavian vein receives lymph only from the right arm, the right chest, neck, and the right side of the head. The left subclavian vein gets the rest of it. It's only recently that we've discovered the lymphatic system of the brain. Seriously. Like less than 10 years ago, we thought that there were no lymphatics in the brain. Uh, And you know what? There aren't true lymphatic vessels, but we have discovered a lymph-like drainage system. So the brain has lymphatic-like functions, and it involves the spaces between the blood vessels and the neural tissue. These spaces, called perivascular tunnels, they contain cerebrospinal fluid that's monitored by astrocytes. So the astrocytes are taking from arteries what they need to feed neurons. But we've discovered that astrocytes also contribute to the blood-brain barrier in this additional way of monitoring the CSF. Hey, you discover something new every day. I say that knowing that the discovery of the lymphatic system is probably the result of somebody's entire life's work.